This is one of the songs I call them gospel blues. What I do is that I pick some of my favorite parables out of the Bible and put them in the music. So this song you hear is all straight out the Bible. It's entitled In God's Hand. I think the guitar needs some attention. Told Daniel to go down in the lion's den. He sent him right on down, and he brought him on out again. The Lord told poor Moses to get the people out of Pharaoh's land. And all they had to do is put their life in God's hand. Tell them, Moses, tell them to understand. All they got to do is put their life in God's hands. You put their life in God's hands. You put your life in God's hands. You put your life in God's hands. Old time Methuselah, 969 years old. He said, put your hands in mine, and you can live 900 years more. The Lord told poor Noah to build an ark on dry land. The rain came over everything, and he was covered by the Lord's hand. Yet you know he'd understand. Yes, he did. All he had to do was put his life in God's hands. He put his life in God's hands. He put his life in God's hands. He put his life in God's hands. Samson loved Delilah. She was beautiful and fair, but she was so deceitful. She cut off all of his hair. They took him for a prisoner, but it did not last. He beat the Philistine army with the jawbone of an ass. Had you know, they beat him like a lamb. Oh yeah. All he had to do was put his life in God's hands. He put his life in God's hands. He put his life in God's hands. He put his life in God's hands. To keep marching to my command. God spread the word, spread it all over the land. They might try to cut you, shoot you and kill you too, but things is gonna change, and it's all because of you. It's the truth. The truth they cannot stand. Oh yeah. All you got to do is put your life in God's hands. You 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 put your life in God's hands. I put my life in God's hands. A long time ago, I put my life in God's hands. You know I did. You know I did. I put my life in God's hands.